Hi everybody, here's Krystian from Teamwork Cast.
And Putty from Teamwork Cast as well.
Yes, and this is, again, we have CCG Archeology going on. There's a new treasure we found in the tomb somewhere.
Ooh.
And that is some really sweet stuff. This is a booster box for the old original Netrunner trading card game, collectible
How
card
much
game.
did you spend on this?
We have to remind our dear listeners that this has been possible with the generous support from our Patreon campaign.
Ah, very nice.
So I have invested a total of €100 for this one.
Good lord, that's
Yeah.
so many dollars.
It's pretty expensive considering that that back in the days you paid just $3 per booster, $2.95 each. So this entire pack has 36 boosters. So I guess it's kind of like regular price.
So let me tell you, I delivered pizzas, and after I was done delivering pizzas, and I had made however many dollars in tips, I would go to the store. There was one store that sold card games in my hometown. It sold one other thing, which was pornography. So you could go in and buy porn, or you could buy games.
Yeah.
That was it. It understood gamers pretty well, I think.
Yeah.
And I would spend all of my tip money on this.
Yeah, I mean, the funny thing is, these days, again, I did some research before I'm doing those unboxing videos. There's a whole ecosystem on YouTube of people doing those unboxing videos of popular trading card games. So there's a lot of Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh! Unboxing videos. Yeah. And the thing is, those people are treat those things like candy, like throw away stuff. They just crack open those packs and just don't even look at the commons and uncommons. They just immediately just go to the rare and just throw it away in a couple of seconds. And I just wanted to realize, to make you guys consider that this is basically not how trading cards were initially envisioned.
No, not at all.
Yeah, the idea wasn't that regular people would get their hands on these kinds of packs. These were made for shops, and you would. The idea was that you would enjoy those trading card games the way, once a week you buy one booster pack or so, right?
So I want to say, and people will correct me if I'm wrong, that the whole idea of draft had not been created yet.
No, I don't think so. I think this took some time until people started to warm up to the idea of spending really a lot of money on those cards.
Yeah, because I'll have to go back and look at some point. But I think the Type 2 tournament, which I think is not even around anymore.
Oh yeah, we totally forgot talking about this. So maybe before we open this, because this is going to be, I guess, a bit shorter episode, because we're not gonna crack open the entire pack. We're just gonna crack open 6 boosters, because we want to do a booster draft with those cards. That was one of the things that we wanted to do as part of our Patreon stuff. But yes, so the idea was, I guess. I'm not going to say we're doing this wrong these days, trading cards weren't meant to be played the way we're playing it. They obviously evolved naturally to what they are today. But I think the initial idea was that that's why you had the starter packs, which were randomized, right? You would start with different cards that everybody else had. And Richard Garfield talked about this in a podcast that we mentioned in the first episode, which is the Ludology podcast. And he said something like he was excited about this idea of 2 people meeting up and playing the same game, but having cards that each other they haven't seen. So each one of them would bring cards to the game that the other person hadn't seen before. But there were some common rules that made them understand how the game works. And so this idea of everybody having a different starting location, different cards to begin with, was very important for the initial design of the game.
And from what I understand is they had originally meant for you to play for the other person's deck.
Yes,
or you would ante up cards.
Yes, ante was in the rules. I remember myself reading it up, and I was like, "What?"
I don't want anyone to get rid of my cards.
Netrunner didn't have ante. By the way, I have here two other booster packs. I'm going to open this one first because this is already a little open, so this is not really good for a booster draft.
We used to play, I think that the tournaments that I had, we played for booster boxes, actually.
Yeah, later on you had booster boxes and you had also stuff like rare draft. Again, one of the things that you don't actually see whether it's a rare or not rare, and that's also something that you see a lot of people talking about, that the fact that you have rares and commons and uncommons was kind of like a tool for them to make people spend more money.
Yeah.
But again, I don't think that was initially the idea. Like it wasn't like this mischievous plan of making people buy all those boxes and unwrap them to get all the rares. Like, I think Richard Garfield talked about how the idea was basically just to ensure that there's always some cards out there that you haven't seen yet.
Yeah.
To have this amount of mystery, that there's this huge possibility space of you can open up a pack and will be always something new in each pack.
But gamers are collectors, and so they saw the rarity thing as a challenge, which when we start to unlock or unpack like the X-Files card game, I think that's where we'll talk more about that.
Maybe. Okay, so I'm gonna open this one because it's already opened up here. So you have to tell me which one is the rarest and not rarest.
I will tell you. Dwarf is not rare.
Dwarf is not rare. We already opened the starter pack, and we're gonna just skip over cards that we already saw in the starter pack. So Dwarf is a breaker here. Sia, didn't have Sia there. I really like Sia.
Sia.
It's a common. Expose an installed card for 1 click and 1 credit. It costs 3 to install. Huh?
Look at the flavor text on that.
It's like a pair of magic specs or the Blood Runner. Yeah, some magic reference here, right?
Yeah.
Clown already had the most beautiful artwork. Trojan Horse, the most beautiful artwork. Ice Pick Willy already had. Neural Blade we already had. Again, if you want us to talk about those cards, you have to go back to the starter pack opening. ZZ22 Speed Chip we also already had. Raptor, I really still love the artwork of the Raptor. I think it's a really nice one. All right, I think we didn't have this one. Security Net Optimization. Is that a Vital? Can you look it up? I think it's a Vital.
Security Net. Yeah, it's a Vital.
I think Rector was too. So this is an agenda. It's a 5/3 agenda. Choose a 4 when you score a Security Net Optimization. That 4 gives all eyes installed on it +1 strength. So 4 is like a remote server, basically.
Okay. I like it.
It's good. It's 5/3. It's fine. I think today you wouldn't have this kind of card because it's difficult to keep track of this ability. Mm-hmm. Like you would have to put like a token there, and it's kind of like.
This awkward. Is our first uncommon.
So this is uncommon. It's a viral 15. It's an ice sentry. It's a 5/3. So 5 cost and 3 strength. For the remainder of the runner must pay 1 credit to jack out in addition to any other costs. I love it. For the remainder of the runner trashes an installed program after passing each piece of pressed ice.
Wow!
This is good.
That does not seem uncommon. That seems like a rare power.
I mean, you can break it. I mean, if you have like something like a Mimic, you can break it for 2 credits. So this is Acme Savings and Loan. It's a node. Resing Acme Savings and Loan costs 1 agenda point in addition to normal cost. Ooh. And then when you res it, you gain 12 and trash it.
For the remainder of the game.
Pay 1 credit at the end of each of the turns or lose the game. You can remove... What? You can remove this effect and score 1 agenda point by... Oh, yeah. Oh.
That's interesting. That is a gamble and a half.
So yeah, you get a lot of credits, but then you start losing credits. And then at any point you can pay back all those credits that you got, the 12 credits that you got, and also get back the agenda point that you spent. But if you can't pay the 1 credit, then you lose the game. I really like those cards. There's a similar card like this for the runners, which is called, I think, Loan from Chiba. And I really like because it introduces a different win scenario. Mm-hmm. And that's something I really appreciate when games do that. Hacker Tracker Central. It's a node asset. After each trace attempt, whenever successful node, put 1 credit from the bank on Hacker Central. During a trace attempt, each bit you spent from Hacker Tracker Central increases by 1, both your trace strength and your trace limit. So you can make the traces stronger with this one.
That's crazy.
Whenever traces get like stronger and stronger with this one out. I don't know. I don't know how strong traces are in this game. Newsgroup filter. It's a program. 5 cost. 2 MU. Gain 2 credits for a click. Oh, it's a magnum opus. It's magnum opus, guys.
Oh, news groups.
And again, the artwork that turns in a sailboat when you squint your eyes.
I spy.
Is that still an uncommon?
I think the very bottom card's going to be your thing.
All right, we already saw what it is.
Uncommon.
So this is program crash. Put a spy counter on a data fort. A spy counter exposes all cards installed inside or in a fort containing it. The corp may remove a spy counter by taking an action to pay 4 credits. Use this ability only immediately after a successful run on that fort. That last sentence makes it less interesting, I would say. Also, I'm interested if you can do that on a central.
Yeah.
If you can do it on a central, then maybe it's good, because then you can put it like on R&D, and then it's like... I also like that you trash it and it's no longer in view. That's actually a really good card. Like, if that was reprinted, but I didn't think, like, for usability reasons, you wouldn't have it these days. And then we have an 8 cost, 4 strength. That's not a really great rare.
No.
I don't get it. Like, I had a different rare similar to this, where it's like 3 subroutines, and it's like, whatever. I don't know. It's like, I think, like, the multiple subroutines and the run subroutines was a very big deal back then. At least they thought it was a very big deal.
Yeah.
So this is going to be our rare.
So what's the distribution here of, it's what, 15 cards per pack, or is it 16?
Yes, it's 15, 1 rare. And let me see. So this is the first, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 uncommons.
Well, I was thinking more about
1, 2...
Runner versus corporate.
Oh, I'm going to see in a second. So these are 2 vitals, I guess?
Yeah.
And ZZ Speed Chip is common, right?
Let me look. Yeah, it's common.
So 7 commons, 2 vitals, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 uncommons, and 1 rare. And let me see what the distribution between Corp and Runner is. 8 to 7. Yeah, we're going to see that in a second. I'm thinking that it's going to switch back and forth a little bit. Right. So let's crack this. We're going to crack open 6 packs today.
This is exciting.
And the rest packs is going to be for the draft. Man, I'm not very good at opening those packs. Nick, do you have any tip for me how to do this?
You don't rip them like that. You just take the back and open it like a bag of chips.
How do you open a bag of chips?
Oh.
I only have like there's some perforations in here. I'm not very good at this. You can tell that I'm not a Magic player. Like, whenever I draft, I lose the draft because I spend too much time opening the Drewster pack itself. All right, spin public relations. I don't think we had this one yet.
No,
this is a common. It gives you 1 credit. Take 1 credit from spin public relations if there's any bit. And for 1 credit, you can put 3 on this. So this is basically accounts from NBN on the
Market accounts?
Yeah, market accounts maybe, yeah. Crystal Wall 443. I think we've seen this. BBS Whispering Campaign we also seen. Livewire Contacts. Sweet. This is a easy mark.
So much flavor text.
Let's read it. Let's get something clear, punk. Out there you might be a big shot chiphead with your uptown inputs, but down here you're just another skinny geek from the wrong side of the barricades. So sit down, buy me a fizz, and let me do all the talking. And
all right.
We have a Jedi
lightsaber?
Yeah, I think it's a lightsaber, or at least it's a glowing katana, and two hot babes next to him.
2 hot babes.
It's basically the very opposite of Easy Mark. It's seriously very opposite of Easy Mark, isn't it? Like Easy Mark is just some chump. We had a console here. We had a cloak already. Sleeper. It's a 1/1 code gate. So that's a quandary, I guess. Or quandary is I think strength 0. We had a corporate coup, I think.
Vital card. Yeah, we're in the vitals now.
Yeah, you put 15. It's a agenda where you put 15.
Looney Goon. The only card better than Looney Goon, I think, is Imp. I hope we see Imp.
Yeah, I hope so too. Yeah, Looney Goon. So this is a Sentry Breaker. It's actually good, a Sentry Breaker. 4 strength, 4 cost, 1 to break, 1 to pump, strength 0. But I think it's a good like early.
Carl.
Carl the Varus, corporate stooge. Gain 1
He's
credit.
your first uncommon.
Gain 1 credit each time you make a successful run.
It's also by Randy Gallegos, who did your favorite art, Drifter Mobile Environment.
I really love this. This is basically this is the Desperado, Nick. This is a Desperado for just 2 credits, and it's not a console. This is amazing. This is an amazing card. If this was reprinted, everybody would play this.
Yeah. No, I agree with you.
I mean, maybe the fact that you don't have MUs and it can be trashed, maybe that makes it a little bit weaker.
I hope they use the same art.
Ice and Data's Guide to Net. I think we had this already, didn't we?
Yep. Let's expose the outermost ice on each fork.
Canis Major, Sentry Watchdog, Rescue 0, Strength 4. For the remainder of the run, all the further ices encounter 2 strength. I like this. I would play this today. Because it's Strength 4. It's difficult to break a Sentry with Strength 4, and it just makes other sentries awesome.
That's uncommon. Here's Edge Runner.
Edge Runner Incorporated, Temps. Gain 3 consecutive actions, which you may use only to install cards. You are not required to take all 3 of those actions. This is shipment from Mirror Morph, basically. Mm-hmm. Cinderella 8. Oh man, this artwork though. There's a lot of going on with this artwork.
Let's not talk about it.
It's Strength 8, Firestarter, Trace 6. If Trace is successful, end the run, trash a piece of hardware, and do 2 damage. This damage cannot be prevented. This is very similar to the home record, which I loved so much.
So, we should mention this card. So, there is Phil Foglio and his wife, I think, Kaja Foglio, who also designed a pretty terrible pornographic CCG.
Oh, what's his name? Is it called XXX or something? Or
I'm trying to remember. I think it was XXX.
Yeah,
Xenophile. That's what it's called.
Giran talked about this a little bit. And our rare is for a field reporter for Ice and Data. At the end of each of your turns, gain 1 credit for each piece of ice the core press during that run, like that turn. So this is a bit like a compromised employee.
Yeah, I like it.
This was number.
How many corporate versus runner did you have now?
So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 corporations again.
Oh, I wonder if it's consistent.
It would be weird if corporations got, but that would be so corporation.
Yeah, so corporate, bro.
And again, you see me fumble around with the. If you do it like this, you can sometimes get.
Yeah, this is like opening a bag of chips.
I'm a Pringles kind of person.
I see a BBS whispering campaign.
All right, we already had this one, so we now release other. So this time I'm gonna count it immediately. Triggerman,
we've seen,
our favorite one. Short-term contract. Put 12 credits from the bank on short-term contract when it's installed. When all the bits have been removed, trashed short-term contract. Take 2 from short-term contract.
Oh,
so that's Armitage Code Busting. Awesome. That's so much more awesome than Armitage. Look at this. This is a guy who has a mouse in his holster. So if that was Armitage Code Busting, I would play it so much more often. Okay. Speed chip we already had. Mem chip already had. This is Akamatsu Urban Renewal. Yes. Detroit police contract. So these are, I guess, the vitals. A pile driver, another vital. Zetatech software installer. Program 1MU. Put 2 credits on software installer when it's installed.
It's uncommon.
Use these bits only to pay for installing programs. You may. Oh, so this is a Sahasrara.
Yeah.
Security code worm chip. Play only if you made a successful run on HQ this turn. Trash a piece of unrest ice. So, this is amazing, Nick. This is amazing.
Yeah,
this is really good.
This is like I guess forked, spooned, and knifed were birthed from this card.
No, this is a bit like emergency shutdown, but better because it doesn't just unrest ice with trashes ice.
The truth enhancement.
Oh man, look at this guy here.
This is classic art right here.
Oh, that's absolutely, yeah. Department of Truth and Enhancement for 2 credits. Note, so an asset. For a click, put 3 from the bank on department and then take. So this is Cathy Jones for the corporation.
We don't lie. We use statistics.
So this is interesting because there is a CATI transfer corporation, but it is an upgrade. So this is the what is the name again for an LCG Shell Corporation. But this is not an upgrade. This is a node. So this is worse. Another Vapor Ops. Sweet, love that one.
Yeah, offsite backups.
Offsite backups. Bring any card from the archives into HQ. So yeah, we already had that one as well. And rare is
rare.
Bodyweight Data Crash. A hardware deck provides 1 MU once per turn. Right after making successful run, you can choose to make another run without taking action to do so. So this is a doppelganger. Sweet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 corporation cards again.
It must be. Does it say on the pack itself?
No, just says 15 tradable card games. So this was the third one, right?
Yep. We're halfway there.
If you are watching this in the comments and you have any cool idea on how to open those packs in an elegant and not horrible way,
you're gonna have to go out and practice on bags of chips. So I want you to go out and buy every bag of chips you can find.
That's the best kind of practice, isn't it?
Yeah.
I would put it like a montage.
You're gonna go to America pretty soon, so you better start working on your weight.
Yeah. Why is it so hard to open? I have such an irrational hard time with those things.
Oh, Rocker Boys.
A Rocker Boy promotion. Put 15 on the banks. We already had this one. A data wall. I think we already had this one. Fang. So it is another dog. If trace is successful and so trace 5 is if the trace is successful and the run. And the runner cannot run again until they pay 2 and take an action. So it's a bit similar to... there's a Snake Eyes that kind of does the same. It's a strength... it's cost 6 and strength 5 essentially. So it's pretty good. Paraline. Green Knight Surge Buffers. Prevents 1 net damage each turn. Hardware. Love it. Why not?
Sure.
Open-ended mileage program. Remove a tag at no cost. You may pay 1 credit when you remove a tag at no cost. You may pay. Okay, we already had this one. I think that's the connections thing. And credit voucher we also had. Tycho expansion. So these are the vitals, I guess. A ramming piston. I think we also had this already.
I think we had piston. I don't know if we had. Oh, I guess you're right.
Break wall subroutine for 2, strength 1, and it's a noisy. Also 1 to increase the strength. It's noisy. 4 credits to install and 5 strength. It's pretty sweet.
The dog catcher.
So yeah, why don't we have this card?
That would be amazing.
Break Pitbull, Hellhound, Bloodhound, or Watchdog subroutines. So basically, all dog eyes can be broken.
It's not a bad. I mean, it's 3 for 3 and it costs 1. It's good. I like it.
I mean, if we had this dog here, let me bring the dogs, the Fang, for example. So this is a Pitbull, so this would be breakable with this one. It's usually you would have to use a Sentry Breaker for this one, but now you can also use the dog catcher.
Yeah, I like the dog catcher.
Nice subtype. Wait a minute, that's not the wrong pile. Patel's Virus.
Patel.
Leela Patel.
Leela Patel.
Leela was writing viruses as 96. So this is whenever you make a successful run on put a Patel counter on a piece of ice that had all its subroutines broken during that run. Each Patel counter on a piece of ice reduces its strength by 1.
Well, I mean, it's kind of a reward for breaking a piece of ice. That's nice.
I think it's a data sucker, basically.
Yeah, but you have to break the ice completely in order to put
That's true, yeah.
On it. That is an uncommon.
It's a weaker data sucker. ESA contract. Draw 2 cards for a click. That's
Isn't
good.
Isn't that the ESA?
Yeah, ESA. So look at this is Jackson Howard. This is a crappy Jackson Howard that doesn't have the other ability. Remote facility also had gain in action. Yeah, that was crazy. Sentinel Prime, Treasure Program, and the Run. So again another Rototurret variation. Fortress. So this is the rare.
Yeah, it should be.
Prep Sabotage. Play only if you made a successful run this turn. Rearrange the ice installed on the last fort on which you made a successful run. This does not expose any concealed ice. So this is a little bit like Escher. Yeah. But Escher was like rearrange all the ice, but this is just on the specific fort you just ran. I don't know. I'm not that hot about this. It seems like very limited, because if you were able to run on this 4, then why do you want to rearrange the ice on it? I guess to make it cheaper. Oh, we haven't counted. Again, 8 cards for the corporation. So this is second to last for this episode.
Come on, do us proud. Happening off camera.
I'm gonna fast forward these parts. This is so stupid.
I think that you should have a video that comes out that just says Krystian tries to open a Netrunner pack for 10 hours.
Oh yes, accounts receivable. So another hedge fund right there. Wall of Static. Wait a minute, that's a wall of... Oh yeah, we already had Bolted Cluster. Score! So this is... we didn't have that before. So funny enough, like in the starter pack, there was no Sure Gamble. Now we have a Sure Gamble. Raven, Microbe Eagle. Oops. Cloak we already had. Cerberus we already had. Oops.
Which is a great card.
Corporate War, Shaka. These are so the vitals are always one for corporation, one for the runner, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Technician Lover. Ooh. Look at the top cards of R&D. I like the artwork on this one. It's very
enough
evocative.
about me. How's work?
That's good. That's good. I love it. That's really sweet.
What were those discs called?
Mini discs.
Yeah.
I had one of those.
I had a mini disc player.
Yeah.
I love that thing.
Yeah. I think this is good. I would play this.
Smith.
Smith's Pawn Shop. At the start of each of your turns, you may trash one of your other installed cards and gain 2. Ace of Pawn Shop.
Yeah. I like that there are multiple types of pawn shops.
Yeah. They should have,
Truth Reclamation.
Again, one of those annual reviews. Draw 3 cards. We already had this one. And this is... this is not the rare. This is Rock is Strong and the Run. All right. An Incubator. Whenever you make a successful run, give the corp an incubate counter. Oh, yeah. Each incubate counter necessitates a die roll at the start of each of your turns. On 6, choose a virus counter and exchange that counter for 2 counters of the same type.
That is
very complicated.
I'm glad the incubator changed.
But incubator never changes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 again. I think this is we are on a roll here. That's why I don't like all the names of the different counters. It's confusing. So this is the last pack that we're gonna open, and the rest will be used for the draft. They stick a little together because I guess they were lying around for such a long time.
Could have been a heat, something. Come on, let's see it. Let's see it. Come on.
This is impossible.
This is my favorite thing.
Impossible. All right, this is the last one. Hope we get something nice here. Chance Observation. We already had this one. This is basically C-Source, right?
I like that that's April O'Neil.
She is a little bit April. No, April had dark hair.
That's true. TKO.
We already had this one. Neural Blade. We already had with this one. The cloud makes me laugh all the time because it's just so horrible.
We haven't seen Imp yet. It makes me sad.
Jack and Joe. Triggerman. Marine Archeology. Oh, so this 2 clicks gain 3. So this is a Gila Hands basically.
This is a vital card as well.
Gila Hands, but Gila Hands back in days was 3/2. This is really great. I would love to see this reprinted. Fall Guy. We already had this one. Kilroy was here. Crash. Oops. Crash. We also already had. Overtime incentives. Gain 2 actions. So this is Biotic Labor.
I like the flavor text. Hey,
the door's
door's
stuck.
stuck.
I also like generally like biotic laborers robots come in and do the work, but this is like you close the door and you force your employees to work harder.
Robots working was not something that was possible back then. I guess.
No, with the new technology we have, pocket virtual reality we already had. Netrunner in incorporated temps we already had, and another corporate ally. So now we have 2 of those.
That is boring.
Boring. All right, so this is it. The next I think now we have like 32 cards left or so. I hope. We have enough cards left to do a draft with this, and that's what I'm going to do with this.
I want to see you put the imp card up on the screen right now.
I have actually the imp card with me. I'm gonna pick it up on our next episode. We're gonna discuss the imp cards because it's so beautiful.
It's so amazing.
So again, thank you everybody on the Patreon campaign who participated in the Patreon campaign. And if you want to participate in the Patreon campaign even more, then you can visit us at patreon.com/hacktheplanet. And we're gonna. It will finance our expeditions, our archaeological expeditions in the CCG universe.
Well, I want to see more Richard Garfield games. I want to see BattleTech next time.
Let's see about that next time around. We're gonna open some more Netrunner boosters next time around. So I hope you will join us on the next episode of CCG Archeology.
It belongs in a museum.